Hello, everybody. This is me, Martel, rocking my own cap called MPK, K Must Be Announced. I want to say something that I can't say too much of details because due to the seriousness of the scenario, I'm in the process of, whew, if they like it, if they're interested in talks of getting signed or so, you know. And man, people actually hear, they actually like my music. I have free interest in people. You know, I'm very shocked about this. You know, like, oh wow, you know where I be at. And I've been recording music since 2007. I've been on YouTube. I got two YouTube channels: Martell Cool, MARTELLTHA, Cool, and also got Mr. Martell Sincere. And I said it's an honor. I said, wow, I can't believe my music got heard. That contacted me. These great individuals. And the guy was saying, like, to be real with y'all, I was actually asking an important question. I said, what do the industry think about artists with disabilities or so? You know, I asked that particular question because I didn't want my time to be wasted. I don't like false hope. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like being jinx anything, if you get where I'm coming from. But if you really genuinely like my music, the industry don't discriminate if you're disabled or not. I said, okay, I just want to be real because, you know, I've been disrespected most of my whole entire life off and on. So I had to be ruthless at times, you know. What compels me to make music basically is escape reality, escape sometimes myself, dark depression, growing up, besides bullying. Me and my dad used to get into a lot of time growing up. Rest in peace to my dad, rest in peace to my mother and all that, you know what I'm saying, with them. I didn't realize it, but when the lady unfortunately lost her life, her name was Tasha. She shared, like, it was a year before I graduated high school, 2008, and she shared something pretty profound that you know you're a troubled individual. I realized I didn't understand at the time growing up, because I was only like 17 years old when she passed. She was like a few years older. She was very cute. She got destroyed in a hit and run, unfortunately. And what compels me to start making music in 2007 was technically through will be friend of ours, a guy named TZ Roboy, Young T's, and so what started it's actually kind of funny. Me and my cousin, that'd be K-Birds Prince, if you're watching, what's up? We were just discussing, because he has always been a freestyle, even way before we even started making music. I guess it was kind of started, the origins was back in 2004 or 5 when I was only 14, 15 years old. I just started writing poetry and all that, you know. So I've always been writing poetry, but I was nervous and scared of my voice because due to the stutter and all that. And plus I had like very bad social anxiety. One of the people in my neighborhood at the time, I used to grow up on Delaware and Lawrence in Toledo, Ohio. It's a low middle class neighborhood. Kind of reminded me of how people used to grow up in the 1950s and 60s. That's what kind of was in the 80s and 90s, so it was really kind of bad too. There's a lot of gang activity, a lot of drug activity, and so forth, you know. I've been literally next door to a bunch of criminal activity. I'm not going to say name. I don't say names. I'm not a rat or a traitor. I ain't trying to get myself in no serious nonsense. That's what it was back then. I'm very fortunate. I had to get into a lot of fights and so. And boy, and also just like trouble. I was harassed by the police, beaten up by the police in 2006, July 4th, 2006. Me and my cousin, also Cambridge Bush, what's up? Share a story. I'm gonna share it here, and that is, we were harassed by the police back in 2005 or so. We were just doing something. Me and we were doing some errands. I was doing some errands for my dad. Somehow, my first encounter before I go into the story with the police brutality, that got beat up by the police. 20 years ago in 2003, it was summertime in 2003, because my mother had passed on April 13, 2003. She was only 40 years old. She had passed away from a heart attack. And I hardly could have knew my mother because she was always in and out hospitals, mental institution, because due to the traitors in the family, spite her, stuff and all of that. At the time, she did admit she smoked marijuana at the time too. I was actually upset. This is actually the reason I found this out was like a year after my dad died in 2014, August 31st, 2014. He passed away from kidney failure. My mother passed away from a heart attack. And my dad was a great guy, but he's a very stubborn man, But he did try to keep me right, though, I mean, I was an ignorant young kid back then, too, you know what I'm saying? I still was trying to find myself, actually. But back in 2003, I was doing some errands for my dad. I remember this white woman came up to me, looking at me kind of funny. It was like around afternoon or so. So it started getting kind of dark because the bus didn't come for like a few hours or anything. At the time, this was like the time of, I didn't have a cell phone back then, not a smartphone, cell phone. Looked like one of the Nokia kind of phones. It was through Rebel. I remember this. I would never forget about this. It was basically this crazy white woman was coming at me real raw, disrespectful. At the time, I didn't know. She was just looking at me up and down. I was like, "What you looking?" I asked her. This was the most ignorant thing I did. I asked her what time it is, and the lesson learned. And like a few hours later, I got police started surrounding me. Told me to get in the car at age 13. You know what I'm saying? Age 13, and told me to get in the car. Then at the time was Kmart. Rest in peace to Kmart. You know what I'm saying? The boys accused me of falsely accused me of a crime I can't say on social media because due to the nature of it, the R word, and I just say that R-A-P. If you get where I'm coming from. So that being said, I told the cops asked me, "You did this?" I said, "No way! I don't even know this lady, And they believe. I think God actually believed me. I'm like, that could have been the enemy even then 20 years ago, which is shocking for me to say that 20 years ago, a false accused of crime. But thankfully, they took me back home. I was crying to my dad. I said, and that's the first encounter with the police. The second encounter was in 2005. Me and my cousin K-Bridge once again. What's up? What's going on, brother? We got held up by the police or so because we was carrying a lot of pennies and change, and so trying to go to the bank, trying to get some money, like convert it to dollars or so. Ooh. And somehow the police, we was just we was waiting for the bus or so, and all of a sudden, freeze! Put your hands up. Like, huh? They was popping out like we were sitting on the bench like this. I said, "Oh crap!" We're like, whoa. We were startled. We was ready to swing on it. We were like, "Oh, that's the police." We was ready to swing on the police. Then a year later, in 2006, here's the real story. July 4th, it was Independence Day. Me and my cousin was just downtown. We were just walking around celebrating July 4th, and all of a sudden, I went to a store because I was hungry at first here, so I did not know I'd stop at Would-Be Robbery and Progress or anything. I guess there was a bunch of young black kids was hungry. Then they had no money or anything, so I said, let me just cover y'all guys. I don't want to see no bunch of young black boys. Yeah, there was like around 12 to under 12 years old. I said, "Hey, let me cover that." They was like, look at me real shocked. I said, "Oh, thank you. You saved my life. You saved our lives." I said, "Oh, of course. I don't want to see y'all in prison." Then a few moments later, I came outside, saw my cousin was arrested. I said, "Hey, what's going on here?" Like, all of a sudden, with these 10 white cops beat up on me and all that. It was horrible, Anyway, that's the reason why I made music, because I got a story to tell, And I'm glad since 2007, since being on YouTube and social media, that's Martin Cool, Mr. Martestus here. It's an honor to say Walking Police is real. I'm 33, gonna be 34 in November, So that's just my story of why I record music. Thank y'all for watching.